young boys and girls across the globe are not being taken care of. And then remember, I was 50 years ago when this happened to me as a child.
Yes.
And I see the same cycle again. And so what I'm trying to do is break the cycle. How do you break the cycle? To make sure we don't, this perpetuation of negligence doesn't continue. We have to stop it.
Yes.
At one stage, we need to say stop.
Yes.
We're not interested anymore. My name is Lady Mariéme Jamme. I am the founder of iamtheCODE.
Can you tell me how you came by the title lady?
Absolutely. So I live in the UK, and so I have a background. My mother come from an aristocrat background, and so my grandfather was a king in Senegal. So really my background is based on my aristocrat background.
So you are royalty?
I don't know if I'm a royalty, but definitely Senegal is a very small country, and we had 5 main families that literally run the country around colonization, post-colonization. And so, so my mom family are very prominent in Senegal. They were very involved in building the country. And unfortunately, I didn't have the chance to benefit from that because we were abandoned as children.
So when you say abandoned as children, explain that a little bit more for us.
Yeah, so my grandfather had 14 children. And so my grandmother, my grand-grandmother had 14 children. And so my mother was the youngest daughter from my grandfather's side, from my grandfather's side. And they had a prominence in wealth. And they were the first, Senegalese people to go to France. They were the first civil engineers. They were the first literate people. We had a Leopold Sedar Senghor who was our president.
Yes.
And so we had a lot of prominence. 1960s.
Yes.
My mom was born in 1940s.
Okay.
And so they had a big prominence. And so they had my mom was really part of the elite of Senegal. So they were the first nurses. And she was married, and then in 1974 we were born. I have a twin brother. But we had she had difficulty of raising us because I did a lot of work in finding out what happened to us. And then, so we just, been completely neglected as children because we came from a relationship that wasn't
outside
appreciated. Exactly. And so that created a big problem. And so we were then sent to a village called Kaolack, which is not far from Dakar itself. And that created a big problem for us. So really very tumultuous childhood.
Okay.
Very challenging upbringing.
So does that explain why the impetus of your program is mostly for disadvantaged girls?
Yeah, I think my background has, a lot to do with iamtheCODE because I'm seeking social justice. I'm seeking justice. I'm seeking justice because I felt that, as I was neglected as a child, what happened to me shouldn't happen. Because when I was growing up, no one will give me the information. Everybody was hiding. There was a lot of secrets.
Yes.
Nobody wanted to come forward to tell us what happened. We have so many untold stories. And as I get older, and I start to really look into why, my mom's family did what they did because all of my aunts and uncles have died. So it took me a lot of time to find the history.
Yes.
I had to bring journalists to my country to investigate because I'm writing my book. So I have to bring so many people to go and look into the archives to check who my grandfather was, who my father was. No one wanted to tell anything. And so when I see this social justice, this lack of justice, it really gave me the chance to say, I am going to do something about it. And then I started to talk to government to change the family planning law in many countries, but getting involved into the family planning law of Senegal, working with other organizations to really see what is the abortion law, what are the consequences when a man abuse a child, because I was abused as a child. And so I started looking into that. And I think my activism work led me to do what I'm doing today, because I really think that we have left so many people behind, but a lot of young people are living with trauma. Young people are living with PTSDs around the globe. We have not taken the time to care for people, to nurture them. And so I feel that technology is the only way for me to do that. And that's why I decided to find another meaning rather than complaining and being negative about it. And I wanted to use the tools I have to make a difference.
Is there a specific reason then why you chose Jamaica as the first in the region to launch I Am the Code movement?
Yeah, I mean, I've been traveling across the globe, and I think, like I said, my situation is not a location problem. I'm a system change person. I believe that to make a difference, you have to go really to the root. So I've been always curious about my background. I've been always curious about, why my mom did what she did. I've been always curious to know how other countries are living. Because sometimes we tend to think that when there's a political situation or there's unfairness, we feel that it's only one country that is struggling. But what I've learned throughout my experience in traveling, in rural Kabul to Nepal, to Georgia near Russia, to go to places where in Somalia and really going to places where many people are struggling in different ways. I realized that it was not a geopolitical issue, but it was more a systematic issue. And so when I had the opportunity to come to Caribbean through two amazing young global leaders who are leaders here, who have led the foundation already, Marianne Robinson and Nadine Blair, and we are both part of a community where we're committed to changing the world. And so I saw the opportunity. I'm like, I know there's one girl in Jamaica I can help. And so my program is the ambition is very big, but I'm trying to see one girl at a time.
Yes.
I know by Saturday when I leave this country, one girl has been touched. And my legacy in life is not the number of girls we've reached or the prestige or the accolades we have, but it's really every single person I have touched. Right. And I know that by Saturday, there'll be a young girl here from Jamaica who have seen the program via social media or via our Facebook channels, who will ask for help or support. And if that person, one single person, can be empowered or inspired, I think my job is done in Jamaica.
How much can you do? Where do you get your funding from?
We have a different way of partnering with people. And so the platform is fully funded. So, and we are improving it all the time through a variety of partners. But we also have a need for, iamtheCODE has 8 programs inside the program. We have 8 programs. And one of the key programs is the well-being program. But it's the well-being. So we do a lot of well-being and the wellness of young people. We also need laptops. The hardware is something that we always fundraise for. We fundraise for operations to make sure that girls are eating as well. The transportation of the teachers, really kind of like things that makes things moving. Because the work has been done.
Right.
I've done all the work and I've laid all the foundation. So now we just need, little money to get, to the last mile.
Okay.
And so that's why we need, Jamaican support. But also we feel that sometimes we Africans, the people need to invest. Because when you start investing in, I always say to people, see I Am the Code as an investment. See it as an investment, because then you'll see the return of investment in 5 years' time when you have these young people coming to you and say, I learned how to code because of I Am the Code. And so that's why we always encourage the private sector, the local people to do their own fundraising and to get the program going. Because when you're passionate about something, you move forward and you continue doing it, right? And so I think those are the elements right now where we need funding, the hardware definitely, and the well-being, the food, the transportation, making sure that we hire people behind the scenes who can help us tell the stories, the operation people. Just make sure that we don't drop the ball, because we have 5 years to go. Because the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals reached its 15th anniversary.
Yes.
So I feel iamtheCODE will have to play a massive role in that data.
Okay. What exactly was launched today in Jamaica?
I think today we launched the first ever, I Am the Code chapter, the I Am the Code Caribbean in Jamaica.
Okay.
But we wanted to just look into Jamaica as a starting point, but we're trying to reach the entire Caribbean because, we have English-speaking Caribbean countries. So I feel that there's always a model. Jamaica always lead the way. And my hope that if Jamaica can lead the way, the other countries can also follow through. Because the methodology is so simple, but it requires leadership.
Yeah.
And that's why we have Marianne and Nadine and the entire team behind them. And then once the model is very well understood in Jamaica, it's going to be very easy to replicate in other countries. That's why the reason why I Am the Code scale and is successful is because we can replicate it very easily and manage to make the model very simple to use. So wherever you go, you can use the I Am the Code platform. That's why the replication and the scale has been this fast.
One of the issues that we've been having more noticeable than for some time is the problems of young people and well-being taken into their mental health. Is that something that you are seeing across the board in countries where I Am the Code is already established?
Absolutely. So during COVID-19, I'm sure you know this, but during COVID-19, we were not comfortable in talking about wellness and mental health and well-being. Everybody was shy. And I think when COVID-19 hit, we all started to look into ourselves. And especially if you come from nations where we are a PTSD nations, like where there has been war. For example, many people don't know in Kenya alone, where I've been working for the last 9 years, we have 2 refugee camps. These are refugee camps, these are Africans. 19 nationalities, 300,000 people, but population of 900,000 people, both count. They've been living there since 1991. That was when I was a teenager, when I was probably a bit young baby. And so you think about 34 years of misery, right? So you think about that. And we have people in those camps, although the Kenyan government has been extremely kind in giving land to these people. But we have people living in camps because they came from the Sudanese war. They came from the Somalian war. They came from Congo. They came from different places. And so that's why it's really critical that we think about not just Jamaica, but beyond other countries. And so my work is very focused on how do we bring these marginalized communities into one single place to say, we see you, we hear you, we're listening to you. You are part of the conversation. We want to give you tools and skills to uplift yourself. But when we have people who have mental health issues, and I was just saying, your country is a very, very good example of resilience, of emancipation. We had leaders, legends like Bob Marley, who've been talking about the emancipation of the mind. And the emancipation of the mind now translates into my world as the freedom, skills. When you have skills, you become free. And so everywhere I go across the world, you have young people who have mental health issues because they don't have any self-esteem. Nobody have nurtured them. Nobody have coached them. Nobody have guided them. They don't know how to make decisions. Some of them have mothers and fathers like when I was growing up. And so completely neglected by society. So it's not just a Jamaican problem. It's a global problem. And this is an epidemic we have around the world. We have many young boys and girls across the globe are not being taken care of. And then remember, I was 50 years ago when this happened to me as a child. And I see the same cycle again. And so what I'm trying to do is break the cycle. How do you break the cycle to make sure this perpetuation of negligence doesn't continue? We have to stop it. At one stage, we need to say stop. We're not interested anymore, right? We need to stop. And so the reason why I also show the other nations, because sometimes when we are in our little, island here, we think that there's, we don't see the suffering of other people because we think we are the only people suffering. And there's no competition in suffering. We all suffer differently. But I feel that, we can show how other people have overcome. And then if they have overcome through technology, through innovation, through connections, then I think we need to go show those examples. So the reason why I'm coming to Jamaica is to use the resilience of the people, but at the same time show them that actually if we show you all the examples, collaborate with you, show you how Filipinos are doing it, show you how Pakistanis are doing it, how Kenyans are doing it, and if you collaborate as a global community, we can advance your society and we can make Jamaicans more prosperous.